To simplify your work with the simplifier even more, we have revised our process designer. In this video, I'd like to demonstrate some differences between the old and the new process designer. The first change can be seen directly in the process dashboard. Previously, you had to click on the plus icon in the upper right corner to create a new user story. In the new process designer, it is enough to simply drag the story into the middle. The pop-up window has remained the same and you will already be familiar with it. If you wanted to change something in the description of the user story, you had to click on the details of the user story in the old process designer. In the new process designer, it is only necessary to click on the user story itself. On the right side, you can edit and save the user story. You also have the possibility to edit a user story in the process designer as well. It is displayed on the right-hand side so that you can also have an overview of which requirements should be included in this user story when creating the process. The next changes in the process designer are also directly obvious. We have no longer listed every activity on the left side, but have categorized it to make the entire procedure much clearer. On the left side you will find the different categories. When dragging the certain categories into the editing area, you can switch between the various actions on the right-hand side and configure them. For example, I like to show you that in the old process designer all events were displayed below each other, no matter whether widget events or screen events or, for example, events such as button press were displayed, that first had to be checked in the UI designer. This is no longer necessary. Now you have the possibility to switch between screens, custom events and system events. Under screens, you first select the screen, then the widget and then the widget event. This creates a better overview and a more intuitive usability. What is also noticeable and worth mentioning is that we now have the possibility to switch between the user stories using the tabs above and don't have to go back to the process dashboard. You can switch between the tabs without having to save the previous user story. And if you left the process designer and forgot to save, you will now see exactly which user story contains unsaved changes.